Welcome back to Artober TV. I'm Erin Holcomb. This year, we are celebrating Artober Nashville's 11th anniversary. In today's episode, we sit down with Jessie Rosenblum and Lizzie Stuhlreyer of Artober Nashville as they bring Artober to the Gulch. Then, we'll talk to this year's featured artist, Michelle Reeves, about her process and her chosen artwork, Woven.
So Artober is located in the Gulch, and we are a store / gallery, kind of a hybrid, and we carry all local art. We've got paintings on the wall, pottery, jewelry, all kinds of things made right here in Nashville. And right now we're sitting in a room with James Thurkill paintings.
So we are really excited because we've been planning an event that'll take place the first weekend of October to kick off Artober. We are partnering with other neighbors in the Gulch, the W, the Thompson, Sambuca, Station Inn, and Bar 3. And we're going to be having art on exhibit ship to buy, and then we're going to be having events, live painting, a few live paintings. We're going to have Sunday morning Station Inn. Bebo and Madeline Keel are going to be playing music and showcasing their art. It's been really fun to see our artists other ways are talented. And I was really excited to show that off. To be like, these guys are,
I know, that's what's so great about Nashville. There's so much talent here, and it kind of crosses over a lot with visual and musical. So.
And the latest addition to the Artober weekend is we're calling it the Battle of the Canvases. It's going to be 4 to 6 on Saturday at Art Beat. It's going to be two artists, Josh Black, who's a comedian and artist, and Ashley Suarez, who we call her a comedian, even though she's not professional comedian like Josh, but she's just very awesome and great, very personable. So they are going to be having a little contest, going back and forth between each other's canvases.
It's like a dueling canvas.
Yes, it's kind of like a wrestling match, but like canvases, but like no body contact.
No jello. Yeah. We'll have two canvases set up, and then they'll have to paint on each other's canvas. One is kind of acrylics, one does oil, and
very different.
See what happens.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be a fun,
great weekend.
It really is.
We're so grateful to. everyone in the neighborhood has just been really excited about it and wanting to join in. So it's going to be a great, just like neighborhood event. It
is, especially the W's. They've really, in general, have gone out of the way to like just embrace us and like just help us in our mission to like make art come alive in Nashville. More vibrancy, and they're really helping us with that.
So Art Beat is located at 311 12th Avenue South, right across the street from the W.
Hello, my name is Michelle Reeves, and I'm this year's winner of Artober Nashville. Painting occurred later in life for me. I'm a late bloomer, and I didn't start painting until I was 52 years old. And it was as a result from a gentleman asked me a question during a job interview, and he asked me, what are you passionate about? And I couldn't answer the question. It bothered me so much. So I decided to go back to school for an interior design degree. I've always been artistic and creative. My background is in the beauty industry. I was a makeup artist for many years. And so anyway, I went back to school, and it was through coursework, my color theory class, that I fell in love. And I just started to paint. I literally cried when my class was over because I just didn't want to stop, and I didn't. So I finished the year because color theory was at the end of the year, and that was it. No going back. I've always been affected by color. Color has always, since I can absolutely remember. When I was 5 years old, my dad asked me, what do you want for your birthday? I want a big turquoise ring. And it was just because turquoise, I just wanted to be immersed in turquoise. So it affects me viscerally. And so color theory, just kind of opened my world up. So when I started out, it was really all about color and texture. Color and texture. So I used all palette knives. That's it. And I didn't have much brush work, but for instance, like this painting here is all palette knife. And now I use, brushes and palette knives, my hands, anything that, inspires me. And to get from all palette knife to using brushes and palette knives and being comfortable, there was a progression of things that had to happen. There had to be risk-taking, there had to be exploration, there had to be building confidence, and now I feel like, brushwork, for instance, these, the one behind me, are at a place that I feel comfortable. So this woven is a really good example of not only just palette knife, but also taking a risk. So for instance, I had done these drips at the top of woven. And, the painting, I did it and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So I decided, well, I'm going to highlight my mistake instead of trying to just hide it. And so I outlined all the drips, and I absolutely love it. And the other thing that I did was once I painted the painting, I covered the whole thing in black paint. Black paint. And then I squeegeed it with water, and I squeegeed or sprayed it with water and squeegeed off the excess black. And so it kind of gave, this is not a really good example, but it kind of gives you an idea. This is what it looked like before I took risk, and this is what it looked like after. So it goes palette knife, risk, and then palette knife, brush, and come what may. So I've built confidence for sure, and now I'm using other tools. So how could children, for example, take a risk in their art? Well, first of all, you need to be accessible to your imagination. Forget about the rules and just really say, unless it's an assignment, and you have this criteria that you have to do, that's different. But I would suggest that you really obey your imagination. Let's take woven as a good example. So what I would do, and that's best for someone to start, if you're going to try this process, you're going to need a canvas. But there are cheap like you can get a whole pile of canvases for really cheap at Michael's. So if you have a child that is really expressive and creative, oh my gosh, this would be so much fun. First, you need to cover the floor because this is messy. But anyway, have them paint the whole canvas, leaving no white space, filling in whatever they want to paint. And once that is dry, have them cover the whole thing in black, a thin layer of silky black, not not a big thick coating, but water it down, put your black on, and then squeegee it off with some kind of tool, your hands, a rubber spatula, anything, and see what happens. And then once that dries, give them some markers and have them highlight certain areas and outline. And that's what I did here. So, and see what pops up. It's really fun because you really never know what you're going to get at the end of the painting. That's what I would do. But what I do start with is I pull my color. So I know what color, like I'll have an impression that these are the colors that I want to do. I'll even dream about it at night. I mean, it's just bizarre. And I'll wake up in the morning and go, okay, I need to get this color, this color, this color. But with woven, I knew that I wanted to do a monochromatic color background. And I knew that I wanted to do more on the purple side versus pink on flowers. So it's all the stuff in between that is the surprise. Do I have a favorite piece of artwork? Yes, I do. So when I started painting, my brother-in-law gifted me for my birthday a really large canvas. So imagine I'm typically wanting to, or I have been doing 12 by 12, and then I got bigger and I did 24 by 24, and then I got a little bigger and did 36 by 36, and then I did a 48 by 48, and then I got a 48 by 60. So this canvas, I knew that I wanted, it was that period of time where I'm coming out of just using palette knives. And I literally, I wanted to feel the movement of my hand, and I wanted to feel the movement of a brush on a canvas. So I took this big canvas and I took minimal colors, but colors that I love, and I did this doodle on this big, big canvas. And I wanted it to be graphic and out loud. So this is the doodle that I did. And I knew that I was probably going to paint over it at some point, but I wanted the freedom of the brush, using brushes versus palette knife. So I had to marinate this doodle, which is, you know, 6 feet by 4 feet, laid on my canvas, sat on my canvas for a long time. Well, not a long time, probably 10 days, marinated it, and I woke up one morning like, all right, now I know what I want to do. This is a picture of the finished paint, and it is called In a Nutshell. If I were color, this would be me in a nutshell. And you can see in the cracks a little crazy coming through. Yeah, now you're getting it. You know, a little something you're not quite sure. You're looking at it. Is that underneath or is that purposeful? And I just love it. It's just me, color in a nutshell. I think the most satisfying aspect for painting for me is answering the question that that gentleman asked me. What are you passionate about? And when you don't know, but you know you're a passionate person and you've hit, you know, goals given to you in other professions, you know, when you find that passion and it aligns with your authentic self, that is the most satisfying. I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, I mean, if you'd have asked me when I was young what I wanted to do when I got old, you know, I would have probably told you I wanted to work with animals or go into art. So why don't we listen to our, you know, our voice, our little child's voice? I feel like I am living how I'm supposed to be living, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Whether it's good or great, it doesn't matter. This is the space I'm supposed to occupy. So this is my second year submitting my work to for Artober. And the reason why I wanted to do it in the first place was, you know, it's one thing when you sell your work at an art gallery or go to a fair or, you know, an art show and you're selling your stuff. You know, people start to get to know you. But this is a huge opportunity to be really integrated into the fabric of woven of the community I live in. And being able to, you know, just have a footprint, you know, it's being part of what's going on around me. So that's what I love about Artober. You can view my piece woven at artobernashville.com. And if you'd like to see other works of mine, please visit michellereevesart.com and join me in celebrating Artober. Go to their website and see how they celebrate the arts in our community. So I'll see you around the neighborhood. Ciao.
Celebrate the arts with us this Artober, now through October 31st. Visit artobernashville.com for more information. We'll see y'all next Monday on Artober TV.